Good morning. So as I walk through the small business and self-employed group story, I'm going to hit on three things. First, we'll look back at FY19. Then we'll ground ourselves in what's most critical to our customers and how our strategy delivers for them. And then we'll look forward and see how that strategy builds on the growth that we expect going forward. So to begin, let's start with FY19. It took us 15 years to build up our first million customers in QuickBooks Online. We delivered 1.1 million net adds in FY19. That's the second straight year of over 1 million new customers. I'd also like to highlight the 58% international growth. That's 1.3 million customers now outside of the US, or 28% of our total online base is now outside of the United States. I'd also like to talk about online ecosystem revenue. This is the key metric that we look at. We talk about ensuring that we deliver greater than 30% online ecosystem revenue growth every year, and we delivered that in FY19 with 38% growth in online ecosystem revenue. We also did that by opening up 2 new massive markets that you just saw in your experience. Our move into the mid-market with QuickBooks Online Advanced, as well as expanding into the assisted market with QuickBooks Live, and we'll talk more about that in a few minutes. I'd also like to highlight the 34% growth in online services with payroll and payments. We're also seeing a nice shift towards full service payroll in that, again, assisted market that plays well into our QuickBooks Live strategy. Also, the 35% app attach with third-party and first-party applications. Again, we're just scratching the surface, but it's nice to see us continue to increase there. And speaking of just scratching the surface, we are just at the beginning of the large market opportunity ahead of us. With over 800 million small businesses and self-employed around the world, and 56 million prospects that visit us every year, we are focused on ensuring that we have the right first-use experience, ensuring that we can deliver a speed to benefit when they get to us, and bringing many of these customers that are non-consumption using pen and paper or Excel into the financial management software space. We also want to ensure that we're delivering product market fit and building products that have high retention rates. And as we continue to see the growth in our new businesses as well as outside of the US, we're excited to see our retention continue to hold. But let's now ground ourselves on what's most important to customers. You heard Sasan hit on this before, but we are very clear on what's important to small businesses and self-employed around the world. They need to get customers, they need to get paid, they need to pay their employees, they need to find the capital when they need it the most, and when they have that crisis of confidence or they have a question that they just need an answer to, they want to be able to seek that expert to be able to get that advice. These needs are very consistent and they've been durable for years. But our customers' expectations are actually changing. They're no longer satisfied with 5, 10, or 15 different applications that are disparate and that they have to create ways for those apps to talk to each other. They are looking for a platform, for one ecosystem that removes friction and allows that data to integrate well. And that is the core of our strategy. The way I like to talk about it is we are in a shift from being the source of truth for your books to the source of truth for your business. That means we are the place where all data comes together. As one of our third-party app partners once said to me, at the end of the day, all roads lead to QuickBooks. And we take that mandate very seriously and believe that we should be that destination where all apps, whether it be ours or the 700 apps on our app ecosystem, all flow together and delight our customers. We have 3 pillars of our strategy: grow the core, connect the ecosystem, and expand globally. And I'll walk through each one of those and talk about some of the innovations we're bringing to market. In grow the core, we are focused on delivering the best financial management solution in the market. 4 years ago, we expanded down market with our self-employed product. And this year, we expanded up market with QuickBooks Online Advanced. We now deliver a solution from 0 all the way up to 100 employees. This is critical as we've seen almost 10 to 12% of our base outgrow our existing QuickBooks Online solution. These are customers that love the solution, have their data in one place, have learned the interface, have trained themselves on our product. They don't want to outgrow QuickBooks. but we haven't yet delivered the features that they need. Well, now we have. With QuickBooks Online Advanced, we're delivering roles and permissions. We're delivering advanced reporting. We're delivering the care that they expect with Priority Circle. And we are bringing together this app ecosystem of 700 applications, many of which already serve the mid-market. Whether it's advanced reporting, whether it's capital, or whether it's time tracking with fleet management, you can find the applications that you need already integrated into an ecosystem. This is a $40 billion opportunity that we are now moving into, but it's not new for us. We've been playing in the mid-market space for over a decade with QuickBooks Desktop Enterprise. Combined with Desktop Enterprise and our QuickBooks Online Advanced, we now serve over 200,000 customers in the mid-market, and looking forward to see that continue to grow. The second innovation I'd like to highlight is QuickBooks Live. You've heard a lot today about the confidence that our customers struggle with. Well, that goes a couple of different places. First, 40% of our customers, or of small businesses, say that bookkeeping and accounting is their least favorite part of running a business. We also have talked to many of our non-consumption partners, the folks that are on the sidelines, again, not using any financial management software, and many of them say they're just not ready for FMS. They don't have the confidence that they can actually run it themselves. We believe that with QuickBooks Live, we will move many of those non-consumption folks into the category, expanding from DIY software that we've been traditionally delivering to now an assisted service where they can just come to us, hand the bookkeeping over to a certified team of experts, and be able to run and focus on their business. In Connect the Ecosystem, again, we want to make sure that we are that source of truth for their business. And this is being the center of small business growth. What I want to talk about today is the most important thing that customers face that will likely put them out of business or keep them up at night, and that is cash flow. When we talk to customers, it is the thing that stresses them out more than anything else. And we've been innovating on payments, payroll, time tracking, and capital for a number of years to be able to optimize their cash flow opportunity. In payments, as you saw in our experience, we now have the ability to provide next day payments or even instant deposits when a customer gets paid. That's very important as we have 400 million invoices that flow through QuickBooks every year. Of course, only 12% of those are payment enabled. That's just a fraction, albeit 43% increase over last year. We're just getting started as our small businesses start to turn towards digital payments. We've also put over $400 million of capital into our customers' pockets. Much of this, as you saw again in the experience, are customers that may not have qualified through a traditional bank. We're able to see a 360-degree view of our customers, not just their past history, but also their future, the invoices that they're sending, who their partners are, and that gives us the data points that we need to be able to ensure that they have the cash in hand and available when needed the most. As we move to payroll and time tracking, 2 years ago, we acquired the #1 time tracking solution in the market with TSheets. That is now fully integrated with payroll, which creates a best-in-class experience for our customers. A small business can now have their employee in the field, have them automatically be checked in to a job site using our geolocation feature, have that data flow into the home office, and have the appropriate person approve their time, have payroll be run, and have it deposited in their employees' accounts all in the same day. This is a massive innovation in the industry when it comes to cash flow. Traditional payroll suppliers would take 10 to 14 days in advance notice to take money out, and then you would need to run time tracking on top of that. We've shortened that 2 weeks down to same day, which again allows our small businesses to have the money in their pockets when they need it the most. And finally, expand globally. I mentioned we have 1.3 million customers outside the United States now. A lot of this is in established markets that we've planted the seeds in many years ago. I'd like to highlight the UK, where we were the first Making Taxes Digital compliant product in the market. That gave us a huge tailwind, both brand with accountants, with our partners, and with small businesses, and delivered the 78% growth that you see here. We're still in early innings in making taxes digital, and we feel that with the product that we have in the market, we're well positioned there. In our emerging markets, our strategy is clear. We want to ensure product market fit. We know that every market, while we can take our platform there, we have to deliver that last mile in order to ensure that we are the best in class FMS product in that market. Let me highlight France as an example. France has unique receipt capture requirements. If you walk into a small business in downtown Paris, you will see reams and reams of binders with receipts that they have to hold on to for 7 years per compliance. We worked with our local small businesses and accountants to build the best-in-class mobile receipt capture technology, where a small business or an accountant can now take a picture of their receipt, have that OCR'd, digitized, moved into the cloud, and auto-reconciled in QuickBooks, and they no longer need those reams and reams of binders. This has given us a lot of momentum with accountants, where they are now recommending the product, and as you can see, 143% growth, and France looks very much like the UK did just a number of years ago. So all of this comes together with a focus on our customers, what's most important to them, and our strategy to become the source of truth for their business. To set the context on this journey, I want to take you back just a few years ago on when we first launched QuickBooks Online. Early 2000s, we launched QuickBooks Online to the market, and our focus at that point was ensuring that we had product market fit. We wanted to be the best FMS solution in the market. We also wanted to make sure we had the basics of money in and money out with payroll and payments. And we wanted to plant the seeds of our ecosystem with third-party apps. We ended 2010 with 200,000 QuickBooks Online customers and $100 million in revenue. If you move to the next chapter, we wanted to plant the seeds in our international markets. We know that it takes time to deliver that product market fit, and we wanted to get an early start. And again, we're now seeing that pay off. We also were first in understanding the movement towards self-employed, the gig economy, independent contractors, and we launched our QuickBooks Self-Employed product, which now has over 1 million customers. Now fast forward to today, and this ecosystem is now coming together. We've moved upmarket from self-employed into the mid-market. We've expanded from DIY software into the assisted category, and we brought together a full ecosystem of applications, advanced payroll, payments, time tracking, capital, and an ecosystem of 700 applications that all work together to become the source of truth for your business. What this does is gives us a lot of flexibility when it comes to meeting our customers where they are and expansion in ARPC. So this was the traditional story that we've told you, which is people come in with us, they start with QuickBooks Online, and then maybe they advance to payroll and payments. What we're seeing now in the market is our customers coming in with lots of different front doors and lots of different permutations. Let me walk through a few of those with you. Some of our customers look like Anna, where they'll come in, again with QuickBooks Online, expand to payments, and as their business continues to grow and they see an opportunity, instead of having to be denied for capital or have to turn down that opportunity, we're able to, in the workflow of QuickBooks, recognize that opportunity with them and provide them a capital offer right then and there. They can one click, have the money available, and expand their business. Or it may look like Marissa, who starts with self-employed and use us for payments. She may be invoicing her customers and realize that her customers actually want to pay her in the moment with their credit card. She uses our Go Payment product to be able to take that credit card, and her business continues to thrive. It's going so well that she now needs to hire a contractor or another employee, and she can now transition seamlessly into QuickBooks Online and expand into payroll. Or it may be John that doesn't start with QuickBooks at all. His biggest problem is making sure that he's tracking the time for his employees, so he starts with time tracking first. And then as he continues to see his business grow, he realizes that he doesn't want to be spending time calculating sales taxes, and he doesn't have the confidence to do it himself anymore anyway. So he comes to us and hires our experts of QuickBooks Live and continues to grow his business. As his business grows, he doesn't have to leave the franchise anymore. He can continue to scale up with us continuing with live, and even on into our advanced product. This flexibility and the ecosystem coming to life, becoming the source of truth for your business, gives us a lot of opportunity to meet our customers where they are. And it's this strategy that gives us the confidence that we need to continue the long-term growth expectations that we have here of 10 to 15%.